7 officers who left here from Manila about 10 days ago were held up and robbed a few days before they left Fort Riley, Kansas for this city. It was one night during the cold spell in Kansas, said the quartermaster, that 6 other officers and myself decided to go to town, 6 miles away, to see a show we had heard a good deal about. The snow was very deep and more was falling, so we decided to ship 4 mules to an ambulance and go in that. We had gone about halfway to town when the driver stopped the mules and told us there was a man lying out in the road ahead of us. We thought, of course, the man was a soldier, a picket or a straggler from the fort, overcome by the cold, and we all got out to go to the rescue. We had scarcely stepped out of the ambulance before a pistol was thrust in the face of each officer, and we were ordered to throw up our hands. The order was obeyed. A cavalry colonel, distinguished for his bravery, lowered one hand to rub his eye, which had got full of smoke from his cigar, and his temporary superior in command fired a pistol so close to the colonel's ear that his hands went up as high as he could reach by standing on tiptoe. While we were guarded in this way, 2 men went through our pockets and took our pocketbooks and everything of value we had. I had $1,200 of government money in my coat pocket, and they took that. I begged them to let me keep it, for I would have to make it good somehow, and even then it might cause me trouble. They said they did not give a cuss for the government, money was what they wanted, and they would just as soon have the government's money as mine. After robbing us, the highwaymen, all of whom were masked, marched us back up the road towards the fort and ordered us to run, emphasizing the order by firing several shots. Well, of course we obeyed, and the bullets that sung over our heads as we ran prevented us from pausing too long in the snowdrifts, where we might have frozen. When we got back to the fort nearly frozen, we went into the clubhouse and were telling of the holdup to an excited crowd of men before we noticed that the colonel of artillery, who had been with us, was missing. We were just starting out with an armed party to rescue him and pursue the outlaws when the ambulance drove up and the colonel stepped out, followed by 10 other officers with masks in their hands. Then I knew why the colonel of artillery had insisted on all of us leaving our arms at the fort when we started to town. Yes, I got the government money back, but we were then held up for champagne for the crowd, and that cost us $20 each and made us all feel like expansionists next morning.